to lease or own.
Okay.
Where do you guys start with?
All right.
You know,
Got
food
it.
access, etc.
Go. Oh, you're asking us questions, or you just want us to go?
Okay.
Okay. Without access.
Well, brother, I'll tell you what, this is as good a looking piece as we've seen in a long time. It's a lot of timber, but access is going to be a little tricky because there's the only road and access that we have.
No doubt. You know, if I look at this and you go, okay, fall, spring, it looks like a great turkey farm.
Yeah.
But for deer, it might be a little challenging because of that access you just mentioned. I mean, you're very limited coming in only through, 400 yards on this northwest corner here. How do you get to the bulk of the farm? Like, that's a concern for me. It's a lot of timber, it's a lot of cover, but, you know, in these steep ridges like you have here in Lafayette County, Wisconsin, like, this is a challenge, in my opinion. It'd be great for a south wind right here, but the only fields you can plant if you're trying to food plot, you can be seen from the road unless you plant some vegetative screen.
Yeah,
so
or sedan grass or switch or something there. But I mean, you would want to get to here and there to try and suck these deer off of this piece for sure, off of this type of vegetation and brush. You'd really want to try and suck them in here. And this obviously for close shooting, for archery.
no question, there's some great structure in these small interior fields on this ridge back here to the southwest. So the first thing I would want to do is try to get to know this landowner and say, do you care if we use this access road to come through your pasture or your tillable to get into the rest of the farm? Because from this southwest corner, you can go to a lot of your better hunting. Coming in from the north, like, you would have to create some sort of road structure to get over to this ridge and then over to this ridge, and you know how deep these ravines are. So you're talking about some work or some effort to get to the bulk of the farm if you don't get access from the west and east.
Well, and then on a north wind or northwest, you're literally blowing out everything. On a south wind, to go through all of that, you're still blowing out the majority of it because the south's going over the top of everything you just passed up. So that would be a challenge, honestly, is getting in and out of here. So I don't know, and it's a little too far from this road to the east, unless you came from
that
landowner there, perhaps. But irregardless, I'd love to plant all of that little pocket right there. Got an inside corner on the northwest corner. Got an inside corner on the southwest corner. Both of those would be good. Even that little hitch right there would be nice.
Plus, all your food's up on top of ridges for the most part, which we love because of the fact that the wind's going to be a lot more consistent. The last place I'd want to hunt on this farm is down in these deep drainages because she's going to twist and turn and do everything you can imagine down in there. It has some decent south face right here, but the rest of the farm is just these two big ridges here to the center part of the farm and down into the south. There's not a lot of south facing on this farm for as large as it is. There's more north face than there is south face, but these big ridges, no doubt, are going to be the key to this particular piece.
Well, and we're so accustomed to hunting food in the evenings, you know, this might be one that you'd have to start thinking more about hunting morning timber sets. You know, because you can only get in there so far as we're set up right now as far as access is concerned. So we might be hunting a lot of morning sets on top of the ridges in the timber, trying to catch them coming off the food.
And using cover of darkness to do so, because in the afternoon you're going to blow everything out.
Yeah.
If you are strictly restricted to coming in from the north, like, then it's a challenge. If you get these two permission spots,
changes everything.
You'd almost have to, like, offer them something in return to get in there. But that's a must, in my opinion, is to get in from the southwest and southeast. Then all of a sudden it changes the dynamic of the farm.
100%.
But a lot of good hardwoods, a lot of cover. I mean, we love that portion of the layout, and you know the mass crop certain years are going to be full of deer.
Yes.
Now, what we can't do, because the map is limited, we can't back out, see how far we are from the river. I assume the river is here to the west somewhere. If these are these hills just off that river, this should be where all the deer are, or the bulk of the deer herd, especially when they start cutting these crops in the river bottoms. If they exist, then you're going to see a lot of deer migrate up into this cover right off these crops.
It looks like there's quite a bit of tillable here to the south and east as well. So you would preferably catch them coming off of that in the morning. So you could sneak in technically and try and get up on these ridges you know, before they come off of this food source in the mornings.
I would just about bet you this is going to be a farm that you really won't understand and totally know for a couple, 3 years. We can guess at it looking at a map, but you really won't know until you hunt it for a few years,
Right.
start making some mistakes, and then learning from your mistakes in terms of access and where they're at under what crop rotation and mass crop.
That's what we're best at, making mistakes.
That's right.